How's it going, guys? My name is Jerry with Aesthetic Auto Detailing, and today we're going to talk about 3 things that could ruin your detailing business.
Now, Jerry, for people who don't know, how long have you been in business?
6 years.
6 years. Looking back, did you evolve a lot as a mobile detailer, as a business person, or did you always have this personality and mentality?
I would say a little bit of both. I'm not going to say I was perfect when I first started out, but I did have an idea on like what makes or breaks a business when it comes to customer service, being reliable, consistent quality, and communication, because I've experienced that not with detailing but with other companies, businesses, to where it just makes you not want to go back.
So what's the first thing that could destroy a detailing business?
I would say lack of customer service.
Give me an example.
For example, just being rude with your clients, not trying to go like above and beyond for them, and not making them feel welcomed or appreciated.
For example, let's say, what's one thing that you notice a lot of detailers are rude about?
So one thing that I feel that detailers are very rude about is, and not just anybody in particular or any business, is them making it seem like they don't need your business. For example, I understand people, they try to lowball you, but sometimes these detailers where they're just kind of like, oh, I don't need your business. And word gets around. I've heard of a couple of people to where they're kind of like, oh, I call so-and-so, and they're very rude, and I don't want to go back to them.
Now, Jerry, somebody says, oh, Jerry, you can't do any better, bro. Jose down the block charges $50 less than you. How do you respond to that?
I just tell them, well, I have my business license, I have business insurance, I have all of like my overhead that I need to take care of, and I'm providing a quality work. If you don't want to pay my price, I understand. You're more than welcome to go to so-and-so. I don't really say like, oh, I'm not going to do it. I just tell them like, okay, no problem, I understand. And I just leave it at that. Usually I get the call back.
I was about to ask, you ever have somebody say you're not the cheapest, they're going to go somewhere else, and they come back?
Oh, yeah. It's happened quite a few times.
How do you respond? Like, oh, I knew you'll be back.
No, I try not to have that mentality, but I just go like, okay, no problem. What service would you like to go with? And we just go from there. Yeah.
Got it. What's the second thing?
Lack of communication. That's very big. I have had, I'm guilty of getting overwhelmed with, messages, DMs, calls, all that stuff, Google. And sometimes I don't respond in the fastest, manner. And once I reply or I give them a call back, clients are already like, oh, I already got it taken care of. And, I apologize. I just tell them like, I apologize. I'm busy. For the most part, I'm one person, or one vehicle. Usually they understand, but sometimes you just come across as people where they just don't want to hear it. So I would say that's something that I struggle with in my lack of communication, is probably timely matter responses.
No, talking about communication, when do you reach out to a customer to confirm for a detail?
So I usually try to confirm with them, I would say like the afternoon before. I used to do the night before, but I know sometimes I don't get like a response by then. And then if some people book an appointment with me 2 weeks or like a month in advance, then I'll confirm a couple days before just to give them a reminder. And then I'll tell them like, hey, I'm gonna confirm with you like the day before. Oh, okay, thank you very much, I appreciate it. So I learned that along the way.
What about the morning of, or is that overkill?
The morning of is probably overkill. There are some clients, for example, my client today, I was super busy and I didn't confirm with her the day before, but I text her like around 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I let her know, and she didn't respond right away, but by the time I was close by, she had told me already like, okay, no problem, the car's open, all this stuff. So I try to do what I can.
Got it. And what's the third thing?
So the third thing I would say is probably a lack of consistency. The reason why I say that is because I'm very big. I used to always tell everybody in my other job, consistency is key. So you can't have your days to where you're just providing good work one day and then all the other days are off. I feel like it's very important, especially in detailing, to continue, being consistent, whether it's good work or communication, because after a while, if you're just going to do the good job like that first time, and then all the other times you start, your work starts to like diminish, I feel like they start to realize, and then you're just not going to get that call back, which is why I pride myself in a lot of returning clients. I have a lot of maintenance clients.
That's honestly what's keeping you alive during winter.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Jerry, happens a lot, man, where detailers, they work all day, they go to sleep super late the night before, they're tired, they don't want to detail. What's your best advice to keep providing that great work, but not burn yourself?
So that's one thing that I do struggle with. I work just about 7 days a week, and I tend to burn myself out a lot. Usually, I'll take like a day off here and there. If I don't take a day off, I'll do one car, and then I'll relax the rest of the day. I would say if you're struggling with that and you really don't want to work, but you have to, you can't cancel on your clients, I either start to think why I started what I started, the business, who I'm doing this for, if I'm doing it for myself, my family. And I know it sounds funny, but sometimes I'll even pull out the motivational speeches on my phone. So I'll just be tired, and then they'll just screaming in my ear, talking about why you started, focus, keep on going, think about like your competitors, for example. I try to think about my competitors, but stuff like that. It sounds funny, sounds cliche, corny, but that's what keeps me going.
Have you figured out how many cars you could handle in a day, or you're still trying to figure that out?
It depends on the service. So for example, I think the most I've done by myself was like 2 full details, and that's like $500 each car. It's a whole lot of work. I've done that by myself. It was a pain, but I got through it. Signature washes, like maintenance washes, I did about 5 or 6 by myself. Yeah, it really just depends on the service and condition of the vehicle.
Have you ever had a day where you just overbooked yourself?
Oh yeah, I've done those a couple times to where I didn't think a client's car was going to be that bad, so I was kind of like, oh yeah, man, I'll do this car. I've had a couple instances to where I had to like reschedule with the client, and I feel really bad, and I don't do it intentionally, so I kind of just call them, text message, and just tell them like, hey, you know what, I'm behind schedule. Do you mind rescheduling for this day, tomorrow, whatever? And I'll hook them up with something free. I'll throw in like a spray wax or something, and they're usually always happy with it, so there's really no problem with that.
Got it. That just goes down to customer service?
Pretty much, yeah. All right, guys, but what's one thing that you guys feel that destroys your detailing business? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys need a detail in the West Covina, San Gabriel Valley, LA County, Inland Empire area, feel free to contact me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay blessed.